Hi everyone, it's Charlotte. I've chosen to discuss the topic space, place, and the midwife in Module 3. Before I began my placement at the Level 6 Tertiary Hospital, my vision of midwifery was shaped by a very different space, one of calm, warmth, and deep empowerment. I pictured low lighting, essential oils diffusing, a birthing pool in the lounge room, and a woman labouring in her own time and in her own way. This was the birth that I saw on social media, in my university lectures, and stories of close friends who had beautiful home births. So when I walked into the hospital for the first time, the reality was quite confronting. Bright fluorescent lights, the constant beeping of machines, neonatal resus trolleys stationed at the end of the bed, multiple staff members in and out of the room constantly, and a general atmosphere of noise and urgency, which felt completely unnatural. That's why I chose to explore this topic in depth. I'm deeply passionate about protecting the birth space and advocating for women to labour and birth in environments that support them, not interrupt them. One line from the reading which stuck with me was the ownership and use of both created and contextual space can send powerful messages about position, economic power, and productivity. This really hit me because whose space is it? In theory, it's the woman's space. It's her body and her birth and her experience. But in practice, the hospital space reflects the priorities of the institution: efficiency, safety, control, and risk management. The physical design of the room sends a message before a midwife even says a word. The equipment layout, lighting, and who holds the most physical space in the room often reflects power structures: medical dominance over midwifery, hospital needs over individual experience. We should be protecting the space, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and physiologically. The article talks a lot about increasing oxytocin levels during labour and birth. Oxytocin promotes a calm, trusting, and social bonding. It is influenced by the environment, which supportive spaces enhance oxytocin levels, which can help midwives provide emotionally sensitive care and foster positive relationships during birth. Let me tell you about one of my continuity women. So she was a first-time mum and had done a lot of education and classes about birthing and what to expect. She did all of the classes that were at a hospital, but then also did her own research and her own hypnobirthing classes. She wanted to birth in the most holistic way that was possible for her. She was incredibly committed to having this positive, connected birth experience. She unfortunately needed to be induced for post-dates, but there were no concerns that her baby's health was at risk at the time. The room was perfect. She was labouring on the ground and in the bath, soft lighting and affirmations going, calming music with aromatherapy with a beautiful supporting partner. Before you could blink, the CTG picked up a D-cell and within 5 minutes we were rushing to theatre. It was a Cat A. The doctor gave her two options, very briefly: a caesarean or forceps. She stated that she didn't want a caesarean, so we ended up going to theatre for a trial of forceps, plus or minus a caesarean. We had gone from being in a calming, gentle environment to loud beeping noises, staff everywhere, cold temperatures, a typical operating theatre environment. I could see she was starting to get really overwhelmed with tears, so I told her to listen to the music we had brought in, to close her eyes and to picture herself somewhere else, chanting her affirmations in her mind, and she did all these things whilst holding my hand. It reminded me that while we may not always be able to change the institution, we can work within it to protect what matters most. As midwives, we're the guardians of that sacred birthing space, and even in the most medicalised environments, we can advocate fiercely, gently, and with intention for the woman at the centre of it all. She later told me that she was so close to breaking down, and because I was there, she felt safe. This module focused on humanising birth, midwifery power, and advocacy. It emphasised compassionate, respectful, and empowering care that recognises birth as a transformative experience. Midwives play a vital role in supporting women's rights, informed decision-making, and cultural diversity. Advocacy is key to addressing systemic issues and promoting positive change in maternity care. As student midwives, we are encouraged to practice with empathy, reflect on our approach, and commit to supporting women's rights and well-being throughout their childbirth journey. Thanks, guys.